So today we're going to be going over what is happening in the commercial retail space here in South Florida, and there's some new developments that we have to be aware of in order to predict what possibly could happen in the future. And in this video, I'm going to dissect it and then give you my opinion on what I think is going to happen. First things first, there's a mall called Miami International Mall which failed to pay their debt of $159 million, which matured in February. Now, the group is called Simon Property, and they own and operate a lot of different malls here in South Florida. And this mall, which they cited, the main issue is lower than expected occupancy, which pretty much is the tenants that are paying the month-to-month rent at that location. Right now, they're sitting at roughly 78%, which is really bad. You want to be sitting at 90, especially in the commercial space. And the issue is pretty clear. The mall never really had a chance because Dolphin Mall, if you know the area, is literally a mile and a half away from this specific mall, and they have amazing outlets, great anchor tenants, and the foot traffic there is fantastic. This mall really doesn't have any strong anchor tenants to support it, which is why they're in a position that they're in right now. And a lot of the people that are there really aren't able to make those payments, which they're expecting the next 12 months to have even more turnover at that location. This operator also is responsible for Dayland Mall, Sawgrass Mills, and they also co-own Aventura Mall, which those I don't see that they're gonna have a massive issue because they have great anchor tenants. Like in Dayland Mall, you have Zara, and that just brings so much foot traffic. Like that mall is packed because of that. You got Victoria's Secret, so I don't really see any major issues in those other malls. Now, there is another mall in Florida called Pembroke Lakes Mall, which in October, their loan was downgraded and placed on a watch list. And the reason is because they have declining net cash flows and a spike into loan to value ratio. Is this event that we're going to see in the rest of South Florida? I don't think so. I think this is more of an isolated event. And some of these malls, to be honest with you, really don't make any sense. For example, Sunset Place, it doesn't make any sense why it's there. It's dead. It's like a zombie town. Miami International, same thing. Same thing happened to Color Ridge Mall or Southland Mall, which leads me to my next talking point. I actually think that Miami International Mall, they're going to destroy that mall and they're going to turn into a massive mixed-use development where you're going to see a lot of residential, affordable housing with entertainment, restaurants, different things that you can do in that area, which they need that. And I think that's the business model that we're going to see this mall and the rest of these commercial retail spaces that are dying out go into. Also, there was another thing that I want to touch on, which there's a law called Live Local Act, which gives local authorities the ability to rezone these areas and turn them into affordable housing. And that's pretty much why that law was passed, was to address the affordable housing issue and inventory issues we're having in South Florida. So any local municipality or government can say, hey, you know, this industrial zone here, all these warehouses, we need more houses, and quickly rezone it, change it, and then developer can turn it into affordable housing or mixed-use developments. So these are things that are coming down the pipeline. South Florida in general is a really strong real estate market because we're still having that migration over here from New York, from other parts of the country. Just in Brickell, we don't even have enough commercial office space to meet the demand of new businesses that are popping up or current companies that exist in these other states that are relocating down here because of the favorable tax codes, the business-friendly environment, and all the multitude of other things that are going on here. Long term, do I think the commercial space in Florida is going to suffer? I do think that they're going to be impacted, especially that there's a gigantic $2.2 trillion debt that's coming due between now and 2027. So Florida's going to feel it. At some point, we're going to see a contraction in the marketplace. Is it going to be as severe as people think? I don't think so because of how many people have moved in here, number one, how much wealth is relocated here. So I think the economy here is going to be propped up pretty well, but that's something that we have to wait and see how this all develops. I don't think it's going to get that bad, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, we can look at this video and we can laugh at it. Now, before I continue rambling on, I want to say if you enjoyed this type of content, you found some value, let me know in the comments down below. I'll love to hear your opinion. And what are you waiting for? Subscribe,